Hey guys, TJF. It is Friday, October 11th, 2024. It is about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Just got off work a little while ago, waiting for the bus here at the main bus stop in Patterson. And, I can tell you for the first full week back, it was interesting, to say the least. With any job, warehousing, retail, whatever, online, you're always going to get those moments to where you're basically told by the people running it that, you're going to have to, you're going to have to come in, or you're going to have to start, earlier than you want to. And that even goes for online jobs. I can only imagine people that work from home for, online companies and everything. I can only imagine how they must feel knowing that, hey, I have to, basically, and that's some person's car honking in the background. Somebody's had to think a little too much or something, or maybe some kids, who knows. But like I said, I can only imagine for like online retailers and people that work from home for those online retailers, I can only imagine how they must feel, throughout that duration, to where they have to set their alarm and everything to get up at a certain time, get themselves decent, semi-decent, whether they're on camera or not, and then just proceed to do work. I can only imagine how they feel knowing, hey, I'm at home. I have my own time and space to do what I want. Basically be able to essentially make my own, like, let's say, break schedule, which could be a benefit. But you can only imagine how they must feel knowing that in turn, instead of getting up at, like, let's say 7 a.m. and being at work, at 8, or being online by 8:30 or 9 at the latest. You can only imagine that instead of waking up at 7, which, gives them time, like I said, an hour and a half to 2 hours to get ready, that instead they got to get up basically a few hours earlier than that, like an hour or two earlier, just so they can get to work and, and start, when they need them. That's kind of how it felt today. And again, every company goes through this, especially at this time of year. You're going to have these situations to where instead of going in at the initial time, you're going in at an earlier time frame, which, it's hard to adjust to, even for a week or even a couple of days or something like that. But in the end, it is rewarding because you do make a little bit more money, I should say. I'm tired, you can tell. You make a little bit more incentive, a little bit more money, to put in your pocket. So you're cool. You're good with that. Again, the only drawback, and even those that run these companies, no matter what companies they are, internationally, locally, homegrown, whatever, they know that it's going to take a burden on their associates, their employees. But there are some companies out there that appreciate, associates and employees very much, to the point that they understand, hey, we get it. This is not what you're used to, but this is just for like a one-time deal for 1 week, maybe 2, maybe a month. And then following that, you find out that maybe you don't have to worry about getting up that early for a while, that you can just, rest. You could just rest a little longer before you clock in, or you might find out, hey, certain things are happening certain ways, and we might consider, letting you have a little extra time to yourself, as a bit of a way of saying thank you. And we as employees, no matter what companies we work for, appreciate that. We do. And, when it comes to this week with, work, it was one of those situations to where basically it was a first for me in quite some time. It was. It was indeed a first. Because what it was, essentially, was a first getting up early and getting to work earlier than I'm used to doing when I do any job as of late. But, in the end, like I said, it is very much appreciative, financially. And I could tell, I could tell in a way that, me, myself and others that are there are valued very much by, the people running it. And they appreciate us finding ways to do it. Again, like I said, I can see it in the people's eyes. I can see it in their eyes that, they do not want to put us through this, but, the situations, unfortunately, the situations unfortunately call for it. And again, any job out there, any job is, is like that. Any job, period, is like that. No matter how you look at it, it's always going to be like that, no matter what. Any job, a teacher's job could be like that. A teacher, like I said, a teacher's job could be like that. A grounds crew job could be like that. Anybody's job, fast food, slow food, waiting tables, are like that. And, it's just, it's just the way things are. It's what you sign up for. It's what you sign up for. Now, for me, like I said, I haven't done something like this in a long time. The closest I ever did, the closest I ever came to doing something like this is when I used to work. I used to work at what people nickname Wally World, if you know what I mean. I used to work there, and I used to open. And sometimes that was hard, and at first I should say, not sometimes, but at first it was hard, but over time I got used to it because I'm like, okay, this is my job, this is what I have to do. I get it. I may not like getting up early, but it's my job, it's worth it, I'm going to do it. And that's what I do. The one thing that does, hit you with these kind of hours, again, no matter what job you work for or anything, is, how long you're up. I can recall long ago when I used to work at Burger King in Lawrence, Kansas, a Burger King that's now no more. I remember one time basically almost working 24 hours straight. Yeah. And that's no lie. That's no lie. Oh, what's over? Oh, it's sorry about that. Somebody was coming by, somebody that basically is not all there, if you know what I mean. Especially with the smoking and all that. But yeah, like I said, the last time I ever did something, in a way like this, where it's like I got to get up early, then I got to, be up for the most of the time, and then it's going to hit you. Was when I worked at Burger King in Lawrence, Kansas, and it's a Burger King that's no longer there. But basically, I remember one time I went to worked for about, initially it was going to be 8 hours, and they said, can you stay for 4 more? And I'm like, okay, no problem. So I did 12, didn't get much sleep, when I got back to my apartment. And then when I got to work the next day, it's like, can you do another 12 or at least 10? I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. And only God got me through that situation. But, that's the last time I ever felt the effects of having to, work, that kind of a time frame. But again, in the end, it is worth it financially. It really is. But yeah, it's, I haven't really done these kind of hours in a while, and thankfully, it's only once in a while for this job that I have. Basically, it's not something that's always going to happen. I mean, if it does, it does. Who knows? But again, only God knows and everything what the future holds. But yeah, I was able to. Hold on for a second. But thank God, I was able to, get through this week and, make it with my head above water, if you know what I mean. Like I said, I was able to make it with my head above water and everything because I was able to find a way to get there, thankfully. And like I said, the only disadvantage, I had to get up early, because normally when I get there at the regular time, when I find my way to my job, or to any job that has these hours that I work, or I work for, I should say, usually I'll get up at a certain time, and I'll be able to find my way there by my regular means, if you know what I mean. Find my way there, and then find my way back. The way I know how. The way I know how to. The difference here is I had to alter those means because I had to be there early than normal. Basically, I'll put it this way. The time I had to be there, 7 Eastern, or the 7 a.m. Eastern. Subtract 3 hours from that, and you get the idea. But 7 a.m. Eastern, subtract 3 hours from that. So, yeah, that's what I had to do. And it was fine. It was actually fine. Like I said, I had to alter my regular ways of getting there to get where I needed to be. Except for today. Today basically was a bit of a difference. And the difference was essentially that I could go back to my regular means of, travel. I can go back to my regular means of travel, if you know what I mean, to get to work. But what happened is I had to essentially subtract basically 2 hours from the time I should have been there, like I've been doing throughout the entire week. So instead of being there at 7 a.m. Eastern, I was there at 9 a.m. Eastern because of various reasons that were beyond, my control and everything. So, but yeah, overall, it wasn't a bad week, and can't really say more than that, But yeah, things are going to get back to the normal standard time and everything as we move forward into the new week and all that, into the rest of the month. But that's all I can really say, guys, with this, I guess you could say this vlog, post work week vlog. As much as I could say, as best as I could and all that. But let me know what your thoughts are. Comment down below, like the video. And until then, guys, I will talk to y'all later, but give me your thoughts. Love to hear from each and every one of you.